Midterm exam, Foundations of General Linguistics, presented to PhD Berta Ramos Holguín, student Camila Alejandra Ventaño. Content: what is language? Language as a linguistic system, language as doing things, language as self-expression, language as culture and ideology, and a brief history of the English language. First, what is language? Language is a rule-based system of signs that convey a meaning. There are iconic and arbitrary signs with conventions that are unspoken and unofficial rules within a particular community that are accepted and followed by members who may not even be aware of them. They come into existence through common practice by speakers. Language as a linguistic system. It consists of the analysis of the language in a very detailed way. It consists on dividing it into small pieces, parts, or units. The components of the language system are grammar, vocabulary, phonology, discourse, style, and varieties. Language as doing things. Language is the medium through which members of a speech community express concepts, perceptions that are meaningful and have significance to them as members of their community. Language has a lot of functions. Some of them are describe, ask for information, agree or disagree, invite, give opinions, accept, refuse, make suggestions, state intentions, offer to do something, and etc. Language as self-expression. In this view of the language as a tool of self-expression, learning goals are set by what the individual wishes to express, where every single individual has his or her own personal and unique identity, perspective, emotions, etc. Language as culture and ideology. There are aspects of the language which have sociocultural dimensions, because every single individual comes from a different context, with his or her own way of understanding the world and his or her social practices. Brief story of the English language. Let's remember that history is not the same as story. Now we can continue. A brief history of the English language. Well, briefly, the English language is a big, beautiful mess. It is the result of centuries of evolution, and it is a Germanic language. It is divided into three areas. First, the Old English. At the beginning, England was under the control of Rome until 400 years. Later, Germanic tribes settled there and pushed out the Celtic population, and Old English goes from 400 to 1100 year. Beowulf is one of the most recognized works of that era. Second, the Middle English. Viking invasion arrived, and Old Norse too, and this language left some words to the English language. Later, the Norman invasion arrived. French dialects were spoken by the upper class, and Old English by the lower class. One of the most recognized works of this era is the Canterbury Tales. Now, the modern English. This era is characterized for having important people, like William Shakespeare, who created a lot of words, and events like the Great Vowel Shift, which was a modification in pronunciation.